What's good, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most overpowered guns I've ever used in Destiny 2 PvP, the Vigilance Wing. Vigilance Wing, for those who don't know, it is a pulse rifle, an exotic pulse rifle, 5-round burst pulse rifle. It's been in the game since vanilla D2. You're going to see throughout this video a bunch of great clips with this gun. You're going to see a lot of the great kills I've gotten with this. It truly is one of the best guns I've used. It's easily my most used PvP exotic. And I believe after watching the clips in this video, you will soon understand why. So if we go through the perks of Vigilance, you can see that the main perk is Harsh Truths, but there's also another main perk which is called Last Stand. Basically, for the last level member in your fire team, you gain a buff to absolutely everything. You move faster, your handling is better, insane stability, and yeah, it just makes it very easy to win a lot of 3v1s. I've won a lot of 3v1s with this weapon. It really is a Trials of Osiris built weapon. It feels like a Trials of Osiris built weapon, especially when you are that last guardian standing. It really does feel like you have a bit of an advantage. But yeah, in terms of Vigilance, just what it does for me and what I feel it can do for players. The 5-round burst is definitely something that is weird to get used to, but once you do get used to it, you can really decimate some people quickly, especially if you're really good at landing crits. Vigilance is an absolute beast if you can land your crits. You can almost 2-burst people with this gun if you're landing all crits. Like, it's absolutely insane. And then it actually does have good handling, good stability. You do feel really fast when you're using it. I've gotten over 20,000 kills of Vigilance, so you can see in these clips that I'm extremely accurate. You can even see in some of these clips when I'm the last guardian standing, you will notice the difference with my speed and my stability. In terms of how to get the gun itself, I do believe it's just a random drop from an exotic engram. Vigilance has been in the game since like D2, vanilla D2. I got it extremely early in the game from an engram. It was actually one of the very first exotics that I ever got. I remember when I got this gun, I thought it was the weirdest thing ever, just because of the fact that it was a 5-round burst pulse, and coming from like D1, it was tough to get used to these 5-round burst pulse rifles when you're so used to using a normal 3-round burst. But once I did get the gist of Vigilance and know how to use it, it was GG's for everything. Many different types of metas have passed, pulse rifle meta, scout rifle meta, absolutely everything, and I've always stuck with this gun. I've used this gun. It's kind of like my old reliable. Anytime I'm in trouble, anytime I feel like I'm struggling in a game, slap this bad boy on and just go kind of crazy. I mean, you can even see in some of these clips, I'm landing a lot of crits. It is quite easy to land crits. Even at like close ranges with this gun, if I'm fighting at like SMG range or sidearm range, I still do feel confident in those battles. Just from all these clips, you can see it is very easy to land crits with it. I would say if you're somebody who uses pulse rifles a lot, to definitely give this weapon a shot. The 5-round burst, I will admit, it does take some getting used to, but once you do master that and get used to it, then absolute beast, you'll see. It also does give off quite a lot of flinch. I mean, it literally is a burst of 5 bullets flying at your face, so in terms of the enemies, they will experience a lot of flinch when you do hit them with this. The weapon, obviously with the new full auto change, can also be fired in full auto. Very good weapon to use. Full auto also does help. I prefer to not to use in full auto. I prefer to just tap the trigger and shoot that way. It is much easier. There are different types of ornaments in the game for Vigilance, all beautiful looking ornaments, but the thing about these ornaments is that a lot of them have a different scope or sight for Vigilance even. For example, this sight that I'm using is like a small red dot sight. It's one of the more newer ornaments, but there are some ornaments, and I think the sight is like the big thing that changes with a lot of them. I mean, you can obviously just pick whichever one you want, use it to whatever suits you. I guess you could just go with that. In terms of the aesthetic of the gun, I do think it's one of the more cooler looking pulse rifles. It definitely does look and feel unique. Of course, like I mentioned a million times, it's 5-round burst. I do think it's extremely powerful and extremely hard hitting. If you get to the point where you can land your crits, you will win a lot of your gunfights. Of course, in some of these clips you might see I'm not hitting the crits as clean as you think I would be. I've had a long hiatus from Destiny and I'm just coming back, so forgive my aim at times. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten over 20,000 kills with this gun, and I mean, we're in a Redrix meta with pulses, and I still feel like I'm easily challenging a lot of these guns. With this gun itself, it allows me to ignore the meta at times, because I've kind of been on and off with Destiny, but I've coming back because of Edge of Fate. And this gun has allowed me to an extent ignore the meta and just stick with it because of how reliable it is. I used to follow the meta when I used to like consistently play Destiny. Not as much anymore. The time, like on and off, if I ever want to play like Trials and I've been away from the game for a while, slap on Vigilance and I'm chilling. The perk Last Stand really does help a lot. You just definitely do feel that buff. When you're the last Guardian standing, you get a buff in stability, you get a handling buff in terms of speed, you do feel a lot faster, you quick draw pretty much with your pulse. There's no recoil at all, it just feels very, very easy to hit those shots and you do feel fast. So yeah, I would say get out there, give this gun a shot, and you will see. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like, drop a comment. I also do stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/densislive. I stream Destiny 2. I pretty much just help with anything at all. Grandmaster, Trials, Raids, anything you need help with. Thanks for watching the video if you got this far, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.